Fire says he is out indefinitely, could miss the remainder of the season. Foster is Duke's backup point guard, averaging 8.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game this season. That is it for your CBS Sports update, but so much going on in the world of sports, especially when it comes to NFL free agency, a ton of signings. So make sure to turn it over to CBS Sports HQ for the very latest.
More news is next. You're watching CBS News 24/7, the #1 free streaming news service in America. Live pictures of the volcano erupting in Kilauea. Thanks for joining us.
You want to file free? Hit it.
Great brands, great prices. Nordstrom Rack's got 'em. Up to 70% off. Shop online, pick up in store the same day for free. Nordstrom Rack, in stores, on our app, and online.
Life is more legal than you think. Just ask these parents and business owners. From setting up a will or trust, to registering a business, to figuring out permits to run their business from home. When you need a legal hand, turn to LegalZoom.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, our students know that every new skill they learn is a new opportunity to further advance their career. In UMGC's skills-based programs, you can learn how to apply emerging technology like AI. Learn more at umgc.edu.
Another big day. Definitely gonna need my Gillette antiperspirant. Because around here, everything needs to be perfect. But it's not just me working hard. Hey, Bobby! Gillette gives you 72 hours sweat and odor protection. Gillette, the choice is clear.
What a hotel. Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
Look, same hotel, $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago.
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
The new Wegovy pill is now available through Weight Watchers. Finally, powerful GLP-1 results in a simple pill at the lowest price available. Get doctor support, personalized nutrition programs, and side effect management, all in one place.
I can't imagine being on a GLP-1 without Weight Watchers.
And Weight Watchers handles the insurance for you and offers affordable cash pay options. See if you qualify for the Wegovy pill at WeightWatchers.com/TV.
Now streaming.
Have you ever told a lie?
Are you serious? Wasn't lying part of the job description of CIA?
A new series from the team behind FBI.
You work in the open, I work in the shadows.
We both do it to keep our country safe.
Exactly. Nice work, partner.
We are 11 days into the war with Iran, and here are some key numbers and headlines in the conflict. The U.S. and its allies have struck more than 5,000 targets in Iran, according to U.S. Central Command. Our CBS News data team looked into specific targets and found that the combined forces have struck 50 Iranian ships. Other targets include 30 military bases and institutions, 11 government leadership compounds, 4 energy facilities, and 2 nuclear research labs. One of the stated goals for the war is to destroy all of Iran. Iran's ballistic missiles. CBS News found that 23 launch sites have been destroyed, including at least 200 launchers. Multiple weapons experts told CBS News the United States news agency appears to show a Multiple weapons experts told CBS News the United States was the only country involved in the conflict at the time that was known to have this kind of weapon. This missile is made by American defense contractor Raytheon, which also sells it to allied countries like Japan and Australia. As many as 175 people were killed in that strike, most of them schoolgirls between the ages of 7 and 12 years old. And video shows a mass grave being prepared for victims of that attack. Now, sources told CBS News that a preliminary assessment found that the U.S. is, quote, likely responsible for the strike on the school. A person briefed on the preliminary intelligence told CBS News the school may have been targeted by mistake, possibly due to the use of outdated intelligence which wrongly identified the location as still being a part of an Iranian military installation. Here is what President Trump told reporters when asked about the attack.
I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but Tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have Tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report.
Iran has responded to the U.S. military campaign with attacks of its own. At least 12 countries in the Middle East have been hit, with U.S. and Israeli interests being heavily targeted. 18 U.S. and allies military installations have been hit, including Prince Sultan Air Base, a U.S. Air Force base in Saudi Arabia, where a U.S. soldier died from the attack. 8 civilian locations like hotels, 6 airports, and 6 energy facilities and vessels also have been hit. In a Pentagon briefing today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says Iran's leaders are desperate and scrambling.
We're crushing the enemy in an overwhelming display of technical skill and military force. We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated. But we do so on our timeline and at our choosing.
Joining us now is retired U.S. Army Major and military analyst Mike Lyons. Mike, thanks for being here. Secretary Hegseth said today would be the most intense day of U.S. strikes inside Iran. Iran is still launching ballistic missiles and drones against U.S. allies in the Gulf. So what does this tell you about Iran's current capabilities?
Well, I listened closely to the chairman, who said that they're degraded but not destroyed. I think Secretary Hegseth, likely is trying to align himself with the president, who seems to be describing a situation that's probably not likely what's happening on the ground. The chairman brought out issues that they still have capability. If 90% of 10,000 drones are destroyed, then there's still 1,000 drones that are still out there, and there's other things that they have, other capabilities. And so while I believe that the United States military is doing all it can, it's targeting the right things, Iran still has tremendous capability, and they'll continue to use it. Just yesterday, for example, 12 different drone strikes, other ballistic missile attacks as well. And I think we should expect that they'll continue to do this.
Well, that's a key point to the timeline of things. So James Laporta with CBS News has new reporting that Iran is taking steps to deploy mines in the narrow passage of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, President Trump has said he's thinking about taking over the strait. Is it even possible for the U.S. to do that, or what options do we have for securing the passage through the strait?
Well, technically, that strait is controlled by Iran and Oman, those two countries. Militarily, the United States can do what it can to protect it. But those mines would come from the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard side. While we're projecting that the Navy has been destroyed, it's the Navy that doesn't control that.
Life is more legal than you
they
think.
Have swarm boats. They have asymmetrical capability in order to keep the mines in place, in order to also attack U.S. ships that are there. We've seen them do that before. The United States will try to possibly reflag some of the tankers. I guess about 3,200 are awaiting passage through the straits right now. The president knows that the price of oil is going to be dependent on whether that moves or not. And so he'll do what he can to make sure that it's kept open. So the Navy, I'm sure, is working out different scenarios in order to protect the straits, in order to make sure that they remain open and make sure that oil flows.
So the White House says they are discussing sending troops to retrieve Iran's uranium, which is a critical material used in nuclear weapons. So that would mean boots on the ground. So then what would that operation entail?
Well, I think we will eventually have boots on the ground in this operation at some point. We're not talking large formations, tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles, but there'll have to be soldiers that go in and verify some of the battle damage assessment, whether it's us, whether it's Israel. Now, this particular mission to try to recover the 60% enriched uranium there is something that would be out of a James Bond movie when you think about it, if it's especially done during combat. First of all, it's about a ton of that, 1,000 pounds of this material. So how would you move that out of there? Would you take it over land? Would you take it out by helicopter? To get in and get out of there within the combat taking place right now would be very risky. You'd have to bring nuclear scientists to verify that the material is there. And then the material itself is dangerous. You would have to put it in specific boxes and specific ways to carry it. So very challenging mission. It would make the Osama bin Laden mission look very simple. And the planning might be taking place right now, but I'd like to think if they're going to do that, they'll do it towards the end of the conflict, towards when they recognize that Iran really is degraded and can't have any military power to try to come and attack that mission.
Okay, you said a key thing, the end of the conflict. So given all of this, what do you think the timeline is for the military's involvement in this war?
Well, as the president said, it's objective-based, and I don't think he's going back on that. And we've had air wars that lasted up to 6 weeks in Desert Storm, 78 days in Bosnia and Kosovo, and so it's not unlikely that we'll continue to strike away. We're looking for not necessarily regime change, but regime compliance. I think if the administration finds an individual within Iran that is willing to say we surrender and work with the United States, that would be the smartest thing they could do. Having the United States as an ally in Iran would be a tremendous benefit to them and to the Iranian people. But that's what they're looking for. To say that you're going to strip away 47 years of this regime that's controlled it in a few weeks really is not a reasonable expectation. They'll continue to go after the military targets, and Israel will be the partner as well.
All right, Mike Lyons. Mike, thanks so much. With oil exports halted through the Strait of Hormuz, the International Energy Agency is meeting with G7 countries, which include the United States, about whether they should tap into their strategic oil reserves. Following the debate is CBS News reporter Katie Weiss with more on this. Hey, Katie, how much oil does the U.S. have in its strategic petroleum reserve, and how is it used?
It's the risk of concern for lack of warning and awareness. You're not going to be able to see it. A lot of people could be sleeping, and why it's an important reminder right now that we will have live coverage all throughout the evening. We have the ability to be in the palm of your hand, so if you have any warnings, you can get those from our app as well, or numerous ways of getting that. I've said this before, but a quick reminder, something I think about with my family is in an event like this, major cities, you want to make this night as normal as possible, and maybe a special occasion for your kids or your family, so that way they're not stressed as best as you can. What I say by that is if you can get in the living room, maybe do a night where it's a movie night, everybody's in line of sight in case you get one of these, a confirmed tornado, you're able to get in your action plan and you're not scrambling around your house trying to find everybody. It's just something to keep in mind, especially if you live in severe weather country. You kind of think that top of mind. This is another event, a violent event playing out. Here's that hook that's playing out. One positive update potentially is it's now west of I-65 or east of I-65, no longer impacting the interstate. You can see, though, on the latest scan, there was strong rotation at the time and now low rotation, or this could be a signal of multiple vortices. You have this wall cloud that is producing and lowering, but neither one is taken over. This is the same rogue cell that we have been tracking throughout our entire show, and that has been over 2.5 hours. Ian had this on his show. This is a 3-hour in-progress storm. Eventually, this is the same one by Pontiac. So if you just look at this, let's measure it from there, Sam. From Pontiac, the first confirmation of a tornado today, all the way to there, 64 miles. It does not mean it was on the ground. I think the last half of that, from here onward, it's been on the ground with what we have seen on radar. That's estimates. We've had our storm trackers that have been in this as well. And speaking of that data, I want to walk over, because this entire time we do have our storm trackers here, but I want to give you a semblance of what it would be like if you're on the ground. Look at the depth of night, the darkness that ensues with a lack of lightning, right? you can kind of tell that it looked like strong winds had come through here. Looks like there's some debris. Some vehicles maybe had stopped, and it looks like some people are responding and checking in on those that could have been impacted by this rogue storm. This looks like Demote, Indiana, as of right now. Brandon Kopic slowing down and stopping, because here's the thing. He is a storm tracker, but he's also a first responder once this happens. Oftentimes, he could be the first one on the scene along with his team that's out there. So that's what he's doing right now. You can see, looks like some minor tree damage there, and one vehicle had stopped to check in on those that were impacted. Trying to watch what else is happening because a lot of movement is ongoing. But it just kind of shows you how vastly different this was than what they're experiencing maybe in Oklahoma. We got a little bit of daylight on your side, right? It's like one area, you can't see anything. Another area, you're like, wow, I have this towering 40 to 50,000 foot storm with tons of lightning. Notice the Fox Weather Alert System indicating the severe thunderstorm warnings and also that confirmed tornado warning that Brandon was just on. Got over 36 warnings in total right now, about 4,000 lightning strikes in 15 minutes alone. So even though we're getting to a nighttime event, plenty of instability in the atmosphere. This is going to be out of Oklahoma City, KWTV, KOTV, showing us this has been a warm storm for the last 30 to 40 minutes. It looks impressive, but I think all of this has been mid-level rotation. So let's show you our team that is out in these areas. So we have local teams that cover these day in and day out and have great insight. Fox 32 Chicago is tracking what's happening in northern Illinois and Indiana. Fox 4 Dallas is also showing what's happening in west and central Texas along that I-20 corridor and what they need to prepare for in the hours ahead. When we start looking at this, Kiana, I mean, a lot of this is what has already happened and kind of forecasting ahead, but I know you have some reports of what's already unfolded over the last several hours. Actually, look at this, Kiana. I want to get your insight. Fox 32 in Chicago kind of pinpointing on some potential damage from one of these storms.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the reports that were coming in closer to Chicago, some wind reports coming through. So that's likely something that you may be watching in real time there visually as crews are there getting to the scene, kind of assessing the damage. It looks like maybe firefighters or some type of crew is getting there at this point in time. Looks like that entire building might be damaged.
It looks like it could be maybe in an industrial area, like a warehouse. It looks like they had a lot of equipment outside that could have gotten blown over. In a big wind event, we always tell you try to tether it down or bring it indoors. That may not be possible for that type of warehouse setup, and you can see the damage. The roof has caved in. Let's listen in and hear what they're talking about from Fox 32.
Comes out, you're going to be seeing at least EF2 damage from this storm here. There you see that tornado earlier. Yep. This is from where? That is Kankakee. All right. I don't know if that's that on I-57. I'm not sure what road that is, but my goodness, wow. Excuse me there.
I just sent in a video from Kankakee Elks, actually.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it is
Excuse me.
the video that you are showing right now. I can't see a monitor right now.
Is it of the tornado going over a road?
It's of the damage afterwards. So
Okay,
the
no.
trees that are wiped clean of branches. It looks like large debris was thrown around. But I do want to focus back on where the warning is located right now. And just to also remind you, I know it's the Midwest, and you might be tempted, as Mike mentioned earlier, to go outside and try to spot this thing. Don't do it because, first of all, it's dark. You're not going to be able to see it. Second of all, it's not safe, of course, number one. But also, we've had reports that it's rain-wrapped.
Rain
so
wrapped,
it's difficult to see where it's located. But I do want to mention that this warning has been extended until 8:45, moving east at 25 miles per hour over DeMotte. As far as who's in the path, it's going to be near Wheatfield by 7:50. So it's 7:46 right now. Momentarily here, this tornado is going to be moving over Wheatfield. And so for those of you who are in Wheatfield, take cover right now. Even further down the road, I'm talking about Teft, Dunn's Bridge. Get to your safe place. You are in the path of this tornado. Where it is located currently, you can see when I zoom in, these streets, these look like subdivisions to me.
So that's Fox 32 out of Chicago. We go in the zone, kind of highlight some of what they are covering. But, Kiana, what they were showing us was some of the damage from prior storms.
Yeah, we do have a couple of storm reports close to Chicago. This is thunderstorm wind damage coming in. Not sure if it's related to the same video we just saw, but just shows the extent along I-55 of all of these different elements that we saw. Large hail, damaging winds. We did have that tornado report down into Kankakee here, too, that you were watching on the air as well.
That's where the video came from, was this report with Kankakee. What was impressive about Chicago's, that was one individual cell, and it created all of that mess. This is one individual cell on the ground for over 60.
FastGrowingTrees.com delivers. From privacy and fruit trees to shrubs, flowering trees, houseplants, and more. Straight to your door. Fast Growing Trees has more plants than you'll find at a garden center. And every tree comes with our Alive and Thrive guarantee. Get the plants you want and the results you'll love at FastGrowingTrees.com. Save now on your best yard.
Thinking of updating my kitchen. Thinking of we are finally updating our kitchen.
For all those people who never with chlorine, heavy
breakfast note.
Chase has financial guidance.
See how you can start saving.
Slowly damaging your skin, hair. That's guidance from Chase. Here's the problem with your shower water. It's loaded with chlorine, heavy metals, and rust from old city water pipes that's been slowly damaging your skin, hair, and health for years. That's why Switched Hair improved Shower Head. It's easy to install and removes harsh contaminants with better skin and hair guarantee or your money back. Eskin boosts water pressure
Trust Prep
2.5 times, and 92% of people say their skin and taking care of my weeks of switching. So head to eskin.com and make the
I've been taking Prevagen for around 5 years now.
Marlene.
Maintain who I am and gives me more confidence. Hi, I'm Marlene. Taking care of myself, it's also taking care of the family as well. No, taking Prevagen for around 5 years now. That helps me.
Prevagen has been
and gives me more confidence. I'm taking Prevagen and telling my family and telling everyone around me, I know what it's going to do for them. Prevagen works for me, and I see the results.
Prevagen has been the #1 selling brain supplement nationwide for over 10 years.
Weather is part of the weather. From the first heat wave to the first.
Totally different game than we're playing in the wilderness.
I'm going to go see if I can help this lady out.
For all seasons, for all America, Fox Weather.
The decision to extract them is up to you.
You're playing a different game than we're playing in the wilderness. You all want to hate me?
Don't threaten me with a good.
Should have applied for the floor. Rob Lowe wouldn't do this to people.
Extracted, all new Mondays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
On Fox One, you can stream all your Fox favorites in one app.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
So you can be there live. Watch.
Why would you put slicks on it?
History in the making. Fox One. Streaming now.
Kevin, you're going to love this. Since we're streaming live on Fox One, I thought I'd get us some slicks.
Live on the Fox One.
Why would you put slicks on it?
Stories you won't find. Now you can stream Fox News live on the Fox One app.
Story breaking right now.
News anytime.